18,450 Kaspa. That's the amount we're looking at today. And the big question is, how much could that be worth by 2026? At the time of recording, Kaspa is trading around 8.8 cents per token, with a market cap of roughly $2.32 billion. Kaspa has been one of the fastest-growing Layer 1 projects in the last couple of years, and with its unique technological approach, many investors are wondering, is there still room for massive gains? In this video, we're going deep into the numbers, the latest updates on the Kaspa network, price predictions, and of course, what your 18,450 KAS could realistically be worth by 2026. Let's start by calculating the current value of 18,450 Kaspa. At the price of 8.8 cents, that comes out to about $1,624. That's a modest starting point, but as we all know, Kaspa has been delivering some impressive returns since late 2022. The real question now is, can it continue to climb? And what would that mean for your investment? If Kaspa simply doubles from here to around 17.5 cents, your 18,450 KAS would be worth approximately $3,248. If it triples to about 26 cents, your holdings would be valued at roughly $4,872. But what if Kaspa does what many are hoping for, a 10x or even a 20x? Let's break that down. A 10x from today's price would put Kaspa at around 88 cents. At that price, your 18,450 KAS would be worth a solid $16,240. A 20x would mean Kaspa hits $1.76, turning your initial investment into approximately $32,480. But how realistic is that? And what needs to happen to get there? First, let's look at Kaspa's current market cap. At $2.32 billion, Kaspa is still a mid-cap project by crypto standards. For it to 10x, the market cap would need to rise to about $23 billion. A 20x would place its market cap at around $46 billion. For comparison, Solana's market cap hit over $80 billion during the last bull run, and Ethereum peaked well over $500 billion. So while ambitious, these targets for Kaspa aren't entirely out of reach if momentum continues. But what is Kaspa, and why is it gaining so much attention? Kaspa is the fastest, open-source, decentralized, and fully scalable Layer 1 in the world. It's based on a revolutionary block DAG structure. That's short for block-directed acyclic graph, which allows for multiple blocks to be created and confirmed simultaneously. This is fundamentally different from traditional blockchain structures like Bitcoin or Ethereum, which confirm one block at a time in a linear fashion. This block DAG architecture enables Kaspa to achieve extremely high throughput while maintaining security and decentralization. In fact, Kaspa can process up to 1 block per second currently, with ongoing upgrades aimed at scaling that even further. This is critical because it positions Kaspa as a potential backbone for real-time payments and microtransactions, something that legacy blockchains still struggle with. Recently, in 2024, the Kaspa team rolled out several upgrades to improve the network's efficiency and scalability. There's been ongoing development around Rust implementations of the Kaspa protocol, making it even more developer-friendly. The ecosystem is also starting to expand, with more wallets, explorers, and tooling being built around the network. Another key development was the launch of wrapped Kaspa on Ethereum via bridges. This means that Kaspa can now be represented on Ethereum's network, allowing for interoperability with DeFi protocols. That's a big deal because it opens up Kaspa to liquidity from other chains, potentially driving more demand for KAS tokens. Moreover, Kaspa's emissions schedule is designed to mirror Bitcoin's halving model, but at a much faster pace. Kaspa's emissions reduce every month, which puts deflationary pressure on the token supply. By 2026, the circulating supply of KAS will be significantly reduced compared to today, naturally supporting higher prices if demand continues to grow. So, what needs to happen for Kaspa to hit 88 cents, or even surpass $1? First, the project needs to continue executing on scalability. The faster the network becomes while maintaining decentralization and security, the more viable it is for widespread adoption in both payments and DeFi applications. Second, ecosystem growth is essential. Right now, Kaspa is still relatively early in terms of applications being built directly on the network. If we start seeing decentralized applications, or dApps, that leverage Kaspa's speed and efficiency, that could drive user adoption massively. Third, broader market sentiment needs to remain bullish. If Bitcoin and Ethereum enter new all-time high territory, capital will flow down into promising Layer 1 projects like Kaspa. History has shown that during bull runs, lower cap projects with real technology can experience outsized gains. Let's not forget about competition, though. Kaspa isn't alone in the scalability race. Projects like Solana, Avalanche, and Aptos are all chasing the goal of high-speed, low-cost transactions. However, Kaspa's BlockDAG technology gives it a unique edge in terms of true parallel block processing, something competitors can't easily replicate. Now let's break down some realistic price scenarios for your 18,450 Kaspa by 2026. In a bearish scenario where the market struggles and Kaspa's growth stalls, the price might sit around 15 to 20 cents. That would value your holdings between $2,767 to $3,690. Still above your current investment, but nothing spectacular. In a moderate scenario where development continues and the market is healthy, Kaspa could trade between 50 to 75 cents. That would make your 18,450 KAS worth between $9,225 to $13,837. In the most bullish scenario, with widespread adoption, massive ecosystem growth, and a raging bull market, Kaspa could push to $1 or even $1.75. That would make your 18,450 KAS worth anywhere from $18,450 to over $32,000. One more thing to consider is the psychological impact of Kaspa reaching a $1 price point. That milestone alone could trigger a new wave of retail interest, just like we've seen with coins like Cardano when it passed the $1 mark. Crossing that barrier often fuels further FOMO and pushes prices even higher in the short term. There's also the factor of deflationary pressure. With the emissions reducing monthly, less KS enters circulation, which could further bolster the price as demand rises. Of course, all of this is speculative. Crypto is volatile, and while Kaspa has a lot of technical strengths, nothing is guaranteed. That's why it's essential to stay updated on the project's development, track market sentiment, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. So, what do you think? Are you holding Kaspa right now? Do you believe it can hit $1 or beyond by 2026? Drop your price prediction in the comments. I'd love to see where everyone thinks this project is headed. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more crypto price predictions and updates, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.